All right, guys, it's your boy, Coach Evan Macklin. By the end of this video, you're gonna know how to design some big ass dreams, and you're also gonna know if maybe you're asleep at the wheel and your dreams aren't big enough. Your dreams are gonna have to be big if you're gonna wanna push through and go to that next level. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I got something for you.
I'll be coming with that payback. You don't wanna taste that. Don't wanna see me on attack. Trust me, you don't wanna face that adrenaline.
Number one, this is how you're gonna know that if your dreams are big enough. Are you excited every single day to wake up? So write this down. Am I excited every day to wake up? Am I basically sleeping with my dang shoes on, fired up every day to speed to work, excited to charge hard? If that's not you right now, it's because you don't have a big enough dream. Now listen, you may say, well, Evan, I'm not excited about my job. I don't have the most exciting job. Okay. I'm not talking about your job. Is your dream big enough? Are you working hard on your physical fitness? Are you working so hard on your personal development? You have ultimately this big future self that you're trying to work towards. If you're doing that, I want to explain something to you. There could be some different vehicles and earning opportunities and different things that would get you excited about life. And if you're in one of those things, you should be really excited, but you could also be a guy that's maybe, or a girl that maybe isn't in the best earning opportunity right now, but it doesn't have anything to do with you working your ass off right now on the person you're becoming, right? The money, the life is a byproduct of who you are and what you're doing in the dark. So in the light, you are that person. Now, on the other end of it, if you're in a great earning opportunity, you wake up and you're not excited, maybe you aren't excited because you're not making a big enough quota. You're not setting a big enough target. You're not setting a big enough goal. And maybe you haven't actually sat down and figured out what the heck it is that you want. Do you got a vision board, right? Have you designed the next year of your life, the next 90 days of your life? I like to have 90-day goals, 90-day targets that are big, so they're like runways that I got to hit. And then, you know, I'm excited, I'm pumped up about them. If that's not you right now, I'm going to challenge you right now. Create a vision board. Create a 90-day goal that you can attack relentlessly. Make them around your fitness, your finances. You know, get closer to God. Figure out some of these things that set you on fire. Write down right now a couple of things that I just talked about and create goals around them. And that's going to be how you're going to go to that next level. Number two, you're bored out of your mind. If you're bored out of your mind, it's specifically because you haven't sat down and figured out what to get excited about. I mean, guys, it's really not that hard. Life is freaking phenomenal. What's your perspective look like right now? I have such a big vision of who I want to look like in 2 or 3 or 4 years. I know if I do the work right now, it's going to pay off. If you're on the other end of this camera and you find yourself daydreaming and you're like, man, I got this big vision of me on this boat, of me with this beautiful woman or this amazing man or this amazing family or, you know, this amazing job, this big paycheck. To me, that's God sending you like a smoke signal, a signal to your mind that it can come true. Now, it's going to take a lot of work. So, yourself real quick, get back to the basics, start doing the work, and start chipping away at it. You have a big life. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter if you've burned somebody, you've been a bad person, there's some things in your past you're not proud of, you're totally qualified for a good life. You're totally qualified to be one of these people that you look up to. But you're gonna have to get very clear on who you wanna be and how you're gonna get there. If you don't have a roadmap to it, you're never gonna be able to get there. You gotta have a roadmap to exactly where you're going. So sit down, write it down, where do you wanna be, where do you wanna go, and if you're doing that, you're never gonna get bored. Number 3, you got time to do anything anyone asks. Are you a yes man? Are you one of the people who, if your family calls and says jump, you say how high? Dude, if you want to be a top producer or top achiever, you have to be specific and intentional with your time. I want you to write this down. I am intentional with my time. I will give my time to the things that are going to produce the outcome of me becoming that version of myself. Specifically, write that down. If you have time to do anything that anyone asks you, I'm here to tell you, you're going to have a life just like everybody else, which most people, they have an average life. They are not committed with their time. You have to be focused with your time. Listen, if a guy has 10 more years longer to live than I do, but I'm intentional and I'm focused with the next 2 years of my life, but he's going around just effing off the next 10 years of his life, everybody always says, time's the most important thing. It's not the most important thing. You know what's the most important thing? Is your focus. Focus. What are you putting your time on? If we pulled up your phone right now, what would your screen, what would your phone tell you? Oh, I'm on these games, I'm on these things, I'm doing these things. You're messing off a lot of your time throughout the day, which is stopping you from getting to that big vision. If you want to compress the time frame of you going and being great, the Elliott Group has been able to do what would have taken other companies 10, 15, 20 years to do. We've done it in just a few years because we're so intentional with our time. Work hard. Andy always used to tell me, it's not about the hours in the day that you work. It's about like that hour, those minutes in that hour, those seconds in that hour, how intentional and how focused you are on it. If you can change that, you'll change your life. Number 4, if you tell your dreams to people and it makes sense to them, and they think that that's just normal, your dreams aren't big enough, man. And by the way, if your dreams aren't big enough, the reason why this is important to me is because if your dreams aren't big enough, on the test days, the days where like you wake up and you don't want to do it, the days where you don't want to go to work, you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to do all these things, if your dreams aren't big enough, it's never going to be like that anchor that gets you going, gets you out of bed, gets you out and up, and gets you that momentum and that like oomph that you need on those hard days. So the dreams have to be big. But if you tell it to people, if you're like, hey, here's my dream, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cool, like totally makes sense. That's what I would do. It's not big enough. You need to have big dreams. The reason why you're on these videos, the reason why you're investing in yourself, the reason why you're pouring so much time into your mindset, your skill set, your habits, the reason why you follow the Elliott Group, the reason why you follow my brother and I is because you have big dreams, but be very specific with them. What I would like you to do is to really understand that if I go tell somebody my dreams and it makes sense to them, it's not big enough, okay? They gotta be like, holy shit, that's pretty crazy. Are you sure about that? Yeah, got your I'm super sure about that. Yeah, I'm gonna do X, I'm gonna, make 10 million a year. I'm gonna make 20 million a year. I'm gonna go do these. I'm gonna call a big shot. I'm gonna build a big brand. I'm gonna impact people. I'm gonna do you need to be so freaking certain that you are going to be a game changer. And I guarantee if you start putting that out into the world, the universe will give you whatever you want. But now will you back it, or are you just a talker? I've seen so many people that are cool at talking, but when it comes to action, they don't do shit. Don't be one of those people that's just freaking chasing, that's just on YouTube, or that's just talking to their friends. If you're gonna let it out of your mouth, go back it up with action. Number 5, if you don't have people hating, your dreams aren't big enough, man. Go to Andy's YouTube, go to my Instagram. There's probably gonna be some haters in the comments below here. It's just, those people are on the sideline. You ever been to a basketball game? You ever been to like a NBA basketball game or an NFL game? Think about the amount of hate. Think of the fans that are hating on the people that are actually on the field. They're talking about their families, they're talking about their kids. Dude, they're saying some crazy stuff. Think about some of the biggest influencers you see when you scroll into their comments. Are there a lot of people talking shit? Yeah, those are the fans. Those are the people that are in the sideline. And eventually, if you're consistent enough, those people will be asking you how you did it. First, they're gonna start off hating on you. Second, they're gonna be like wondering how you did it. And then third, they're gonna be like, can I get coached by you? Can I be close to you? Can I be somebody that's friends with you? Stay on the mission. Stay on the mission. If they're hating on you, it's good. If you're at your business, if you're working your way up as a top producer, I remember in the car business, my very first month, and I always tell people this as I'm coaching them. Don't be a top producer in your company for 1 month. Don't be a top producer in your company for 2 months. Don't be a being a top producer in your company for 3 months. If you can be a top producer in your company for 4 months in a row, you're gonna take people's soul. What usually happens is that first month, it's like hitting a three-pointer in basketball. You go hit that three-pointer in basketball, and everybody thinks it's luck. You hit it the second time, and they're like, do it again. You hit it the third time, and they're like, holy shit, he's good. You hit it a 4th time, they almost walk away like, man, he's too good for me. You need to start chasing greatness. And if you can get consistent at it, you're gonna take people's soul. Now, those people that are hating on you, they're actually becoming your fans, which is so cool. Because first they're like all talking shit about you. Even your family, they may say, why are you a door-to-door salesman? Why are you a car salesman? Why are you doing insurance? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, let them talk. And to be honest with you, some of those people aren't always bad people. They may be your family that's trying to protect you. You know, they may be the family that's like, they just want to see you win, but they think maybe a salary job or something like that, something that they did that was a lot less risky is the way that you should go. Stick to what you know. Stick to that big vision. Stick to that big goal. If you want to go do big stuff, it's going to come down to sales and leadership. That's why you're on this YouTube page. But you're going to catch some hate on the way. If you're not getting hate, you have to grow thick skin. You have to be okay with people talking crap about you. You have to be okay that when you walk into a room in your company and it go quiet, they were just talking shit about you. You're like, yeah, cool, I got them. Now listen, if you ain't doing stuff, if you ain't doing big stuff, you never have to worry about this. If you don't ever want to go do big stuff and you want to be one of these people that just sit in the corner, they're not visible, you feed them 3 meals a day, put a little blankie on them, give them a small little baby life and pat them on the ass, be one of those people. Those people never catch hate. But if you want the big life, this is for you. I know it's for you. I believe in you. There's a reason why you're here, but you're going to have to go get it. And write some of those haters down. Make them your enemy. Write them down. Remember who they are. And every time you're not wanting to get up, every time you're not wanting to go to the gym, every time you're not wanting to study, every time like you feel like maybe it's too much pressure or too many things, think about those people who doubted you. Take it out of that cookie jar like Goggins says. Take it out of that cookie jar. Take it out of that bag. Take all that shit that they said out of you, that you put in there and that you remembered. Take it out, and at the end, and on those days, wake up ready, more fired up than ever. Those are going to be some of the things that get you through it. Use your dark side. Use some of that dark edge that you have that people are telling you like you don't need to pull out. No, forget that. A lot of the times my competitive drive isn't from like some of the good things about me. My competitive drive comes from some of my dark side, like Tim Grover says. Use some of that dark side. Use some of that dark edge. Use some of that hate. You know, when people are talking crap about me on my Instagram, I'm like, I could do one of two things here. I could stop posting. I could go do my normal job, my normal life that I had where I didn't have a lot of haters, or I could burn their freaking eyes out and I could turn it up and I could post more and I could get more excited and I could drop more content and I could get more successful. I could help more lives. That's where it's going to be. But are you that competitive? All right, and let me tell you something. Those of you that made it to the end of this video are 1%ers. I got something right here for you. Click the link in the description. It's a link to our school community. It's only $97. It's got some of the biggest dreamers, the biggest thinkers, the biggest executioners who take something and they implement it, they execute it, and they tell you all about how they're growing their businesses right there in the school community. And it's led by my brother and I and Andy Elliott. So I want you to jump in that community, be on some of our Zoom calls, and also take advantage of the hundreds of hours of content and courses that we've put in that community for you, for the big dreamers and the big thinkers. Click the description below, join the community, join the Elliott Army, and like, share, and comment on this video. We appreciate your support. Let's go kick some butt.
On top of the world, me and my clique. Got it out the mud, now we all lit. This how I feel to be rich, black and poppin'. Fuck your feelings, I can hear the money calling, yeah.